Hi, I'm Mike Feldman. I'm with T1 Visions. And we're all about bringing people together with new uses of computers, portable electronic devices, and social networking. Most of the people in this room today probably have with you a portable electronic device like a cell phone or a laptop or digital camera or MP3 player. Our first product is called the Connection Booth, and allows you to share the content that's on those devices with colleagues and with friends. The Connection Booth starts with a glass top on a table. It's like a conventional restaurant booth, but it's got a table, and the top of it is solid glass. It also serves as a touch screen that controls a high-definition display on the wall, and then there's high seat backs that have speakers in there. So you can connect up like an MP3 player, listen to your music. You can connect up an SD card from a camera, pull up pictures, or you can give a sales presentation from your laptop. Now, businesses install these to promote their products, advertise specials, and sell advertising. And you can see one of these in operation at a local restaurant in Huntersville called T1 Tapas, which is affiliated with us. And we're setting up a distribution network to sell these to the restaurant industry with existing point-of-sale companies. Okay, now, the restaurant industry is just our first market. We plan to go into other market segments, but the restaurant industry alone represents more than $1 billion market potential. The other segments we plan to go in include design services, healthcare services, really any place where people gather together to work collaboratively or to have fun. Now, we've moved beyond Wi-Fi gathering places, really with state-of-the-art electronic devices and communication devices. And we're differentiate ourselves from the competition because our screens are real low profile, much thinner, and allow full use of the table, and they also are much lower cost. Okay. Now we're looking to raise between, and also we've patented this technology too, because it's a new way to do this. We're looking to raise between $600,000 and $800,000 in funding, and look forward to the opportunity to work with you guys.
Open it up for questions.
For Tallmart, one of the things that we look at is the sensitivity of our branding. How do you provide us with a competitive advantage as a Walmart to our Walmart customers where they can't get this somewhere else? I mean, how does it seems generic versus a Walmart specific enhancement to the shopping experience for our customer?
Well, this was supposed to be the investors, right? I kind of have it as, are you guys Walmart now? Or?
We'll come to Walmart in a moment. Right.
Tallmart.
But I mean,
Sorry,
What's the cost to put these things in these? I mean, the restaurant industry is in, they're closing one a week these days, given the economics right now. How are you going to get yourself into that industry right now at a time that they're all cost cutting?
Yeah, well, there's a couple different ways. I mean, first of all, our distribution network, our distributors, they're already selling to the restaurant industry. And they're telling us that restaurants are demanding new ways to distinguish themselves, new ways of electronic entertainment. People really want to come in and have a whole experience when they go to a restaurant. The second thing is I've got some ROI calculations, and I can show you that the return is really quick. I mean, I calculated 2 extra turns a week, and you get a 67% ROI, and that's at a low cost. At
2 extra turns. How do you get
turns?
How do you get more table? It sounds like almost someone would want to stay at that table for a longer time because they have all the stuff around them. So they're actually going to sit at that table for twice as long.
Well, right. Well, there's actually a lot of downtime in restaurants. So if you get more people in, you can get more turns. Now, as far as how long people stay there, it really depends on the model. Okay, some of the lower-end restaurants, they want to turn tables quicker. Some of the higher-end restaurants and bars, they want people longer because the longer they're there, it shows they get people spending more money. So you can look at it either model, either work, but basically 2 extra orders, average ticket prices per person per table, and you get a 60% ROI, 67% ROI.
Okay, and so what's the cost of the table?
Sorry, that's $15,000 for a fully loaded one, which is really very competitive with the competition. I mean, the closest competitor is Microsoft Surface, and they're selling their device for $15,000, and that is just for the hardware and doesn't include the software that comes with it, the speakers in the headrest, and the external television.
Is that one unit?
Mm-hmm.
So how many would you recommend a restaurant put in?
Well, it depends. I mean, you can go, if you want to save money and just try it out, you can just put one in. We have in our restaurant at T1 Tapas, we've got 4 of them. Okay, we have about 10 tables, and 4 of them are 10 large tables, and 4 of them are these. And they get booked up, weeks ahead of time. They're completely reserved. So they're wildly popular. I mean, that's where people will want to go. But it brings people in. And they definitely have more turns than the other tables.
What's the average length of time someone will stay?
Well, actually, it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And it actually is quicker.
How's that versus the average meal time? Seems like 45 minutes.
It's actually shorter. In our restaurant, it's shorter. Average meal time is actually 2 to 2.5. Well, especially for reservations at the other tables. When people are coming for dinner, they want to spend the evening there. And of course, we have also drinks and a bar-type atmosphere. But it's quicker, and the reason why it's quicker is at our restaurants because we take reservations. And we tell people when they call up, okay, you have a table at this time, and the next reservation is coming in, and when they're coming in, and they understand that.
Are you finding that you have repeat customers, or is it the one-time novelty? What do you find?
It's actually the opposite. It's much more repeat customers. I mean, we're not doing a lot of marketing, and so we get a lot of people come there, they love it, and we get a lot of repeat customers. Hi, I'm Mike Feldman of T1 Visions. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to present to Talmart our products. The main product is a connection booth, which you see in this photo up here. And the connection booth has a glass tabletop that serves as a touch screen that controls a large HD flat screen TV on the wall and also speakers that are embedded in the headrest. Okay, we also have these I/O ports over here, connection box that allows you to hook up portable electronic devices like iPhones, iPods, SD cameras, things like that. So imagine sitting here, or some of your customers coming in here and sitting in here, and they can use these touch screens to view the menu for food if you want to offer food, and they can pull up information about the food and order food electronically. And then let's say they have a iPod. They plug it in, they can listen to music on their iPod. Or maybe they pull a list of songs that you have downloaded on here that are available for them to purchase at your store. They can listen to the songs while they're enjoying their meal. Let's see, the touch screen is very unique. That's up here in that it's very thin and it's very robust and allows you to put food on it, and you can spill food, wipe it off. It's not going to leak. It's very durable. And so somebody can, for example, order food, and while they're eating their food, maybe they plug in their SD card from their camera, look at their pictures, and then they might decide they want to order some pictures, have them developed, and get photos from your lab, and they can do that there while they're enjoying their food. They could also maybe look at movie trailers for movies they want to rent. And really, they could also see other people using these devices, and all these devices that people are plugging in here, you guys sell in your store, so it's advertising for that also. Okay, this shows a diagram of what's inside the connection booth. And there's a lot of computers and electronics in there, but it's all hidden underneath the seat benches. The competition really comes in 2 areas. The first area at the top are companies that have developed software but really are using conventional hardware. And so they have little portable devices that they hand around that really doesn't give the sleek, kind of fun experience that T1 Visions has in our connection booth. Then there's also Microsoft Surface, which is our main competitor that is focused on the hardware. And you can see from these drawings that what they've developed is a very thick table that serves well in a coffee table, but not really in a restaurant or dining setting. It's also very complicated and therefore more expensive than our product. And both of these have no secondary screen, no private audio features, and no direct personal connection ports. So what are some of the benefits to Talmarts? Well, I really have them in 2 categories. I've got them in tangible benefits on this page and intangibles on the others. And on the tangible benefits, there's 2 leading trends in casual dining. One is increased use of social media, which I touched on earlier, which is that when people go to a restaurant today, Comes from leading dining networks. What are the latest trends of 2009? People want a whole experience. They don't want to just come and eat. They want an experience. So they're looking for new uses of social media. And new use of social media means new electronic devices, but ways that allow people to interact with each other. And increase customization and self-service so that people can tailor what they want for their food, okay? Order when they want and pick out exactly what they want. Get the parts of the food that they want. If they have any allergies, eliminate those types of ingredients. And the same thing, I think, is also true in retail. There's an increased use of customization there also, which you can also use these booths for. So some of the tangible benefits: attracting more customers. I've got the ROI on here. That assumes a $15 average ticket price. For a higher ticket price, it'll be a higher ROI for attracting more customers. Revenues, you can charge for games, or you could charge for the electronic services. There's advertising revenue. You could charge for advertising on here, and it would be advertising that people actually want to see. And you can reduce your operating costs through efficiency of direct ordering. Now, some of the intangible benefits are really important, I think, to Tallmart. You can communicate information to your customers about your campaigns, all your charitable giving, any promotions you're doing. I know Tallmart is working on changing their image of how they're working globally as a global responsible business partner, and you can communicate that. Also, sales promotions and other kinds of campaigns and activities. You can improve your, of course, the whole experience of customers that are coming in there can be improved. And you can capture critical information about your customers. So you can find out what they're interested in, so you could target advertising directly to them or specials directly to them. And that increases the effectiveness of your marketing. Okay, so we have some demo units that are working at a restaurant in Huntersville. I invite you to come by and take a look at them. They're really working. They work great, and people love them. And it's the first of a kind of a device like this. We're going to sell these products through a distribution network. The list price is $15,000. And it's the distributors that we have are major distributors of POS systems. A lot of these people in our network are already in your stores already. And they'll perform the installation and also do ongoing service, Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 support. And we can provide a seamless interface to your POS. The team has many of the people that started Digital Optics Corporation, myself and Jim Morris. We started it in 1991 and involved in it, operating it for 15 years till we sold to Tessera. And we've had a couple different success stories that remind me a lot, of this product, in that we're able to really focus on a specific customer niche and go and attack that market. And we're able to go from a very small percentage of the market to greater than 67% of the market, and of course protected by IP and patents. So in summary, T1 Visions connection booths can allow Tallmart to differentiate its restaurants in a number of different ways. First, you can get new customers, okay? You can communicate information to your customers, and it can be targeted information for what they want to see. You can generate advertising revenue. You can improve your operating efficiency by allowing customers to order directly. And they can order not just food, but also other products in the store. You can gather customer information, which is extremely important. You can figure out what people are looking at, what songs are they listening to, what movies are they listening to, what content are they pulling up on these tables. And you can direct advertising directly to them. And that can be for promoting other products in your store or for generating more revenues. And we've done this with proprietary technology, hardware and software. And we've got it's a unique social experience for patrons, really unique. And
what are the demographics of your target market?
Demographics are it really depends on which avenue we're going into. So our demographics would be the same as whatever demographics come to Walmart's, but generally it's the younger generation. Okay, it's people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, really anywhere from 10 up to about 50.
Have you been in our stores lately and see what our demographics truly are? And the fact that the 20-something crowd is probably not what we attract.
Yeah, well, I have been in there, and that's mainly who, I mean, demographics are constantly changing. So it depends. I mean, do you want to attract a younger generation, or do you want to stick to the people that are already there?
Well, I think it'll be a little hard for, and maybe it is a way to attract a new audience, but something inside the store, unless we did a heavy advertising campaign, is going to be hard to attract somebody to a store just for that table. But I guess I'd actually like to even shift gears a little bit and understand more of the technology. You're talking about Microsoft having a 2-foot thick screen, and you have a, I forgot how thick you talked about it being, but can you tell us a little bit more about the durability of that screen when you're placing food on it? And do you have any durability studies to understand how long they are lasting?
Yeah, the screen was actually, the top part of that screen is actually developed by 3M, and we attached it to a NEC monitor, and we did the system integration and all the software. The screen itself was, the top part of it was tested by 3M with dropping a bowling ball on top of it from about 8 feet, and it doesn't shatter. Now, we've been using it in the restaurant, and we've put all kinds of things on top of it, and we've had no problems. We have seen other touchscreens that are thin that do have problems. Normally, what I've seen is you'll take like a hot mug of coffee, put it on top of it, and it'll put an indentation in the screen or a marking on it. Ours, we don't have any problems with that. Of course, we've poured stuff all over it and banged it. We've had little kids pound on it, and we've had no problems.
If something goes wrong with that, do you just replace the screen, or do you have to replace that whole table?
If something, well, nothing's gone wrong yet, but depending what went wrong, we probably would, I can't imagine where we would replace the whole table. It would just be the screen.
Staying with the idea of technology, what does my back room of the restaurant have to look like to interface with individual custom ordering by clientele?
It's really no different than the back room at conventional restaurants. I mean, what happens is you get tremendous, and when you talk about custom ordering, you mean being able to pick and choose different items to put on there? Yeah, that's happening at restaurants today tremendously. And I mean, that's what I pointed out as it being a growing trend. You can see it at Subway and Qdoba's and fast food and places like that, but it's happening more and more in the higher level restaurants. And a lot of it has to do with people with different types of allergies, and so they want different types of food, but it's also just the generation that we're in.